and a good morning, good afternoon, and a very good evening to you, the good people of the tube. Hope you're feeling grand and always well in your world. I have this monster from the depths of the sea to show you today, everybody. This is the Kraken, or Kraken, whichever way you want to say it, by Victory Amps. This is an insane pedal. It's basically a preamp pedal with two channels. So you got a cleaner kind of, well, you can have them both set up for distortion if you want, but you can have the green kind of set up for clean and the red set up for distortion, or you can have it kind of like set for crunch and then the other one set for lead. And then you've got a shared 3-band EQ. You got bass, middle, and treble. You got a bright switch that cuts and also boosts. So you get up it boosts the brightness, in the middle it's kind of neutral, and then down it cuts it. It's bypass as well, so you can bypass the pedal if you don't want it on. You can turn it off if you want. You can run this through an effects loop. You can run it through the front end. It's got an effects loop in it. This thing is insane. It is valve. My God. It's got 4 preamp valves on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4. V1, V2, V3, and V4, and that's what power this thing, and that's what gives it its sound more than anything. You got a remote switch on the side, so you can. I can't remember what the remote switch does. Sorry, I'm absolutely zoned out from the intro jam. I'm just trying to give you what I know. All I know is I really like it, and that's all that matters, really. I'm just going into the straight. I'm just going to go into the front end of a Marshall MG today, just to show you some sound examples. I'm not going to go for an effects loop. The only thing I ever use on an effects loop is a ditto looper, so I don't use an effects loop for effects. I like things to hit the front end of the amp, so I'm not going to use that. And I'm sure there's videos out there of people doing that, but I like this thing through the front end. I have tried it for an effects loop, but it sounds gnarlier and better through the front end, in my opinion. But yeah, I've got to say, before I go any further though, massive thanks to Mr Vinny, who has given me this. I am blown away by your generosity, and I am humbled by it hugely. I don't have the words, and I'm pretty sure the words in the English language do not exist to show how grateful I am and how my gratitude towards you for this. This is, I just hope I can do it justice in this video for you, and I hope it's okay. So, Mr Vinny, thank you so much indeed. This is awesome. It's an incredible gift, and I am absolutely blown away by it. So, thank you so much. I'm forever grateful. I am forever grateful. So yeah, thank you so much. Okay, yeah. So before we get into sound examples, just to let you know what's going on here and how I got this thing set up. I've got it set up a bit weird. It's kind of like, Dave specs, if you will. So at this point in time, that's too high. What I'm doing is I'm basically using gain 1 as a clean tone, and I'm using gain 2 as a lead tone, and the lead tone you heard in the intro jam is gain 2. I have the gain 1 about, it might change, but I think I have it around there. It's about 10 o'clock-ish, give or take. If that's 9, it's about there. So it's about 10 o'clock. So that's gain 1, and I have a master volume for gain 1 on flat out, on 10. So I just crank it to the teeth, basically. Gain 2, I have turned all the way up distortion-wise. Gain 2 is cranked all the way up to the top. Same with the volume as well. The volume is maxed out on both channels. EQ-wise, now this is where things get interesting. I will mess around with the EQ a little bit, but this is, if you've been watching this channel for a long time, you'll know this is my happy place. So treble is turned all the way down, middle is turned all the way down, and bass is only on 1. So basically it's just knocked up like 1 notch, if you will. It's like, well, so it's not quite 7. Right, yeah, it's about 7 o'clock-ish. So it's just like that way, if you will. So it's kind of pointing that way down. And that just gives it a little bit more, it just kind of like fattens out the bottom end a little bit more than if it's turned off. But I will show you with it off as well. So, without further ado, I'm gonna plug a couple of. Well, I'm not gonna plug a couple of guitars into. Oh, I am gonna plug a couple of guitars into. I'm gonna plug into my Oswald red Strat back in just to kind of do a thingy, some sound examples first, and I'm gonna get the Revelation 59 and plug that into it as well to let you hear it with humbuckers. But this thing is a monster, and I was talking to a friend the other day. Actually, I love the Kraken. I love the giant squid. I've always been fascinated by it since I was really, really young. It's one of those kind of like weird little things. It's like I'm fascinated with spiders as well. Spiders scare the hell out of me, but I love them. It's weird. Hence Mick on top of my amp, everybody. But the spider you see in videos is called Mick after Mick Ronson. Spiders from Mars. So, but yeah, I love them, and and say the giant squid is kind of like one of those things that I've researched and looked into so much that. And I was talking to my friend the other night about how much I really, really love it. I love the mythology. I love the actual fact and reality, and the fact they're so rare and you don't see them that much because they live so deep in the sea. And I love all the kind of like the artwork of the Kraken or the Kraken or whichever way you want to say it. So, and I was talking the other day about to my friend about like how much I like that. And then lo and behold, a couple of days later, this shows up. I mean, that's a bit weird. I mean, talk about strange. And I say, as soon as I saw the name, the Kraken, whatever, I was sold. And I love the artwork on this thing. You know, he's got my mate there, the Kraken himself, and I love it. I love it, and it's just wicked. So again, massive thanks to Vinny. Thank you so much indeed. I am again massively humbled by this gift. It's unreal, absolutely unreal, and I'm forever grateful. So thank you very much. And that's enough talking. Let's get into some sounds because this thing sounds ridiculous. You'll hear the Strat first, and what I'll do is I'll show you in bypass mode first. I'll hear the MG, and I'll click it in and show you what it sounds like. Okay, so because this is a pedal, I'll tell you what. Once you turn this pedal on, you're never going to turn it off. It's as simple as that. It's one of those pedals. So let's dive in. Let's dive in and find the Kraken. I don't know. That was Dr. Zoidberg. I don't know what that was. Because this is just the MG bypass. So Mr. Kraken is bypassed right now. Okay, I'm going to show you the gain structure now on gain 1 and gain 2. So basically what we'll do is we'll turn the gain down all the way on gain 1 and we'll gradually wind it in. I'm not going to change the EQ or anything like that, but we'll gradually wind the gain in and then we'll do the same thing on gain 2. So I'm going to lower them all the way down and then yeah, we'll do that. So let me show you the gain structure on them and then we'll get the RTL 59 and do some humbucker stuff. So let's do that. I don't have any more to say about this thing, but it sounds like its namesake. It sounds like a monster. I think the sound is enough to pull ships under the water and cause chaos and beast. Absolute awesomeness in so many ways. It's so cool. So yeah, I would say my experience with Victory stuff is very few and far between. I've only ever tried 2 of their amps. One was the Duchess, and one was another, and I forget what the other one was. But it was a case of kind of like they were. It was a gig I was playing, and it was kind of like a backline supply kind of thing. So I just had to use that amp when I was there. But I really liked the sound that I got out of it when I plugged straight in. There's actually video footage on here somewhere of me using a Victory live. I did a gig at the Flying Circus where I was using, again, it was backline supplied. I was using the Victory amp there, and it sounded really nice. And this pedal just is ridiculous. It's an absolute... I mean, look at the thing. It's monstrous. You can't block it with your hand. It's too big. You know, and again, like its namesake, you know, I just love it. I love the graphic, you know, of the Kraken itself. One day, I'm going to get a tattoo of the Kraken on me, because I've always wanted one, and I'm going to get one day, just because, again, I'm a little bit obsessed with them. I just like the mythology, and I like the mystery, and I like the thing about it. And I say, you know, it's just weird to me that I was talking to a friend about this creature days before, and then lo and behold, this turns up, and I was a bit like, as soon as I took it out of the box, I was like, that's a bit weird. Coincidence? I don't know. But either way, really cool. Like I said, I'm massively grateful to Mr Vinny. Thank you so much for, you know, for this. I'm blown away. I am going to use this thing quite a bit. I like what it does. Like I say, this is a pedal that sits in the territory of this and a wah pedal, and you're okay. You know what I mean? There's enough gain in it to kind of cover all bases, and you can have like a real nice kind of clean tone and a nice kind of like big out distortion lead tone as well. EQ's ridiculously responsive. If you use it, like, you know, I have everything on 0 apart from a little bit of bass. The bright switch is really cool as well. You saw me messing around with that. I like it when it's flat out volume wise. I don't know why, it just seems to sound, I don't know, to me, I don't know, it could be just being something that's, you know, in my brain, but it just seems to sound a bit fatter. I don't know if that's just me being neurotic, I don't know. But either way, it's really cool. Like I say, this thing is beast. This thing is an absolute beast. There's so many things you can do with this thing as well. And I don't understand 3/4 of it, so I'm just going to go through the whole routine of just plugging it into a front of an amplifier and using it as, like I say, it's preamp drive capabilities. So cool. So cool. So, yeah, I don't have any more to say, everybody. This is the Victory, the Kraken preamp pedal. Absolute beast. It makes me want to try the amp. It makes me want to try the Kraken amp, the head, because I'm curious now. But I do love it, and I love the artwork on it, and I love the way it looks, love the way it sounds, love the way it feels when you play it. It's very, very, very inspiring. You can really feel what you're playing with it. It's got that super dynamic kind of feel to it, which is really, really, which I love. You know, you can play off it, which is really nice, and it's just super cool. And it's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. Anyway, I'm gonna shut up now because I'm just waffling and I'm not really saying anything. So I hope you enjoyed this video, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the sounds. I hope you've enjoyed the noise this monster makes. I gotta say, it's a lot more musical than I thought the Kraken would be myself, or the Kraken. I thought the Kraken would be more like, but this is a lot more musical. So, yeah, it's still definitely a creature from the depth. Anyway, enough waffle. Enough of my weird things. So, thank you very much for watching, everybody. Have a great morning, afternoon, good evening. I'll see you on Wednesday for Q&A. Oh, this week, everybody, is a live Q&A. Just because I'm busy Tuesday and I won't get a chance to film a Q&A, so I'm going to do a live Q&A, excuse me, on Wednesday night at 7 PM UK time. So I don't know what that'd be all around the world, but at 7 PM UK time I'm going to do a live Q&A, and yeah, we'll just have a bit of a chat. So yeah, I'll see you on Wednesday for that live, and then I've got a really cool amp to show you at the end of the week on Friday, which I'm really looking forward to showing you as well. And yeah, I'll see you again. Have a great morning, afternoon, good evening, and goodbye now. Kraken is a beast.